super.
Yeah.
Great, okay. In February?
That's February.
All right.
February 6th.
Okay, February 6th.
I haven't planned yet when's March and the rest. But we're talking about having Sheriff Clayton again address us on issues of gun safety and any other topics of law enforcement that may be of interest at that time. April, we're thinking again about focusing on school issues, having Scott Menzel come in again and maybe with some school superintendents from this area to discuss school funding. May, we are discussing a fundraiser. Does anybody know where Jeff Jack is going to be? Has that been confirmed up yet?
The date has not been published, but it's going to be in April. Sorry, they changed the name to it. Legacy Dinner.
The Legacy Dinner, okay.
Legacy Dinner.
So our fundraiser is going to be in May, and I'm still working on who the guest speakers will be. So that's kind of as far as I've gotten right now.
Okay, super.
Yeah.
All right. And I can give a brief report on one of the tasks that I took over for 2016, which is try to get control of the website.
Okay.
And thankfully, I was able to find all the passwords. And so we actually were able to set up a website that's a WordPress site, I believe. So, and with Robin's help, I think we'll be able to wrestle that into place and start doing some posting. So the main thing was just to get control of it. So we're there. So those are the main reports, unless any of the other exec vice chairs have any reports to make. Okay. So the last thing I can say is we need volunteers. Always volunteer. Give your time. If you haven't joined the Michigan Democratic Party, join the Michigan Democratic Party. You probably all have. So the important thing for tonight, the elections. At our retreat, what we've tended to do the last 2 or 3 years is basically assign ourselves a nominating committee, which is according to the bylaws, and we've had people step up and offer to run for these positions. Generally, things go really well, and this year especially they did. We had one person who was interested in each position. Doesn't mean right now that someone else can't step forward and toss their name in the ring. I always want to read this election blurb so everyone understands how it works, just for your information. So each November at our annual retreat, the Western Washtenaw Dems Executive Committee assigns a nominating committee for executive board nominations for the following year. Our bylaws allow 3 routes to becoming an officer. Number 1, be suggested by the nominating committee. Number 2, be nominated by membership at large. Formally, there's a 10-signature petition. And number 3, be nominated verbally at the annual meeting, with the caveat that the nominee has agreed in advance to the nomination. So, at this time, we are still officially soliciting Western Washtenaw Dems Executive Board nominations. We welcome people from all areas of our borders, and if you have a name of an individual, including yourself, who would like to be considered for a position on the executive board or one of the vice chair positions, offer them now, please.
Quick point, would you list the names of the positions? I think that'd be helpful.
I will do that. So I'll list the position and also who has already been nominated. Is that okay? All right, so chair, Jennifer has been nominated. Executive vice chair, Cindy's been nominated. Correct me if anyone is surprised by this. Treasurer, Kent has been nominated. Secretary, Joan. All right. And then we have vice chairs, programs, Pam. Outreach, Rick/Susie. Rick?
Are you volunteering, Susie?
No. Okay, so never do that. Again. Communications, Brian Merlos. There he is. Highway cleanup, we're probably just going to have to ask Garen, and that'll be like an appointed thing. And then audiovisuals, Brian. Okay. So, any other additions? Any other nominations? In the past, we've done this quite formally, and Frank usually steps up and does the elections for us. But I'm just going to move that we nominate these people and we approve them as our officers. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No one? Okay. All right. With that, congratulations. Yes, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, thanks, Jennifer.
Can I bring my wine with me?
Sure you.
Oh.
thank you, I think, for this honor. I'm going to have my head examined, but no, seriously, this is an important year, as I know all of you understand. And to me, I really think that we need to step up our game in Western Washtenaw and really make sure that we get our candidates elected this time. It is extremely important. We've got a lot to lose, but a lot to gain. And I want to really focus on what we have to gain and not so much on what we have to lose, because I think we have a lot to gain because we've got some really great people who are very interested in making sure that our area of Michigan is prosperous and is functioning well. So I think that we can hope that we'll be a good part of that. So along those lines, Pam already talked about some of the programs that we've got planned for this year, which I think will really help to bring some people out and get people involved. We're going to be doing a lot more communication this year, again, really getting out our message to everybody about what it is that we stand for and why it's important to get involved. And we're going to be asking everybody to really pitch in because, like I said, it's a really important year. So anybody who's interested and willing, you're going to be tapped. And I promise that I will be grabbing anyone who even makes the slightest sound of being willing to do something. Because that's all it took for me to be up here, was I made the slightest sound and about 5 people jumped on it. So trust me, I'm going to do the same for everybody else. I think that Roy really covered pretty much everything. We've got a few plans for upcoming, but yeah, I think we've got everything. So I think we're going to turn this over to our elected officials to talk to us about what's coming up in Lansing in 2016. So if you guys wouldn't mind, we did set up chairs for you if you're interested in coming up and sitting. And since everybody got a chance to introduce themselves except one of our panelists, Christy Pagan, would you like to say hello to everyone?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm State Representative Christy Pagan, representing Western Wayne County. So my district line is actually just right here at Washington County. But I definitely feel the love from my Washington County Democrats, so thank you. I'm just honored to be with my colleagues. Pardon?
This gentleman seems to be recording. Is everyone okay with that?
No, I think we'd like to ask you to stop your recording, please.
Isn't this a public event?
It is, but that does not give you the right to record it. It gives you the right to attend.